So today's interview is gonna be a little bit different because, yo,
Yo, can you hear me?
yeah,
All right, let me get my coffee. Do you want me to get the bench over there?
hmm? Oh yeah, sure,
Cool.
yeah. So, all right, yeah. So this guy made huddlspace.
Hold on a minute. Sorry. Yeah, I had to get my coffee. My bad.
Yeah,
All right. How's it going, man?
yo, it's going well.
Okay. Oh man, how's your Friday morning going? What have you done so far?
I mean, I just woke up. Like, yeah, it's like
Okay.
9 a.m. here. I don't know what time zone you're in, but
Yeah, I'm on the East Coast too. Where exactly are you located?
I'm in Philly right now.
Really? Oh, nice. I'm actually in New York.
Hmm. Oh yeah, yeah, that's your Twitter. Yeah.
Oh yeah, true. I have Twitter in New York. But yeah, I haven't done much either. I woke up at 6:30, and I was like, I'm gonna make it productive. But I watched like YouTube videos for like an hour. But it's not like unproductive YouTube videos, like motivational, and sometimes like some new technologies emerging and shit. And then next thing I know, it's like 7:38. I'm like, I haven't done shit. Like you wake up early to get work done, right? But then realize I haven't done shit. So
Mm-hmm.
I just been doing work for the last 1 hour. But other than that, it's not been a extremely productive Friday morning. Um, but yeah.
Yeah.
Um, but I did fix that bug last night. Remember that bug that kept happening when people
Oh
would
yeah.
switch?
Switching
Yeah, I fixed
tabs.
that. So you don't have to keep moving around for that to, so like win for the day.
Yeah, that's good. Was it
Yeah.
easy or was it?
I just moved my server to a different provider. It turns out the provider I was using was having server issues
Hmm.
on that zone, and they didn't tell me when that's gonna get fixed. And I was like, I'm gonna move to a different provider because this is killing my vibe. Like if it disappears, it kills the vibe. Um, I don't know. So I was like, yeah. I mean, it was free too. The new provider is free compared to $7 I paid for the other one. I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, all right.
Yeah.
See, but how does the calls? How do you structure the calls for this one?
It's just like a casual chat. Like if you watch like Pfizer interview, Hubert or stuff like that, it's kind of like that format where we're just chilling and talking and just occasionally I'll ask you like some questions. So the first question is, can you kind of talk about what brought you to make Huddle Space?
Okay. So this goes back to November. Yeah, November. I think. My competitor, I mean, their company name is Gather Town. I don't know if you've heard of that one.
No.
So I tried Gather Town for the first time in I think November, and I loved it. I freaking loved it. It was an amazing product. Gave a complete different uh, state of mind about how online events could be.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but one thing it didn't have was that it didn't have the 3D element or the immersive element. It was like very 2D retro, like how those video game centers they have like joysticks and then tick 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 tick. So like that
Mm-hmm.
stuff. And so at the time I was working at a university, and I was like, what if online classes could be much more um, fun than just like a 2D tile where everyone's just listening to the professor. Like students really can't communicate to their peers. Like they just have to listen to the professor. Like if they want to talk to their peers, they have to talk to everyone.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes I also go through anxiety. I don't want to talk to the whole room. like I would never speak out. I mean, unless I really have to, I would never speak out to the entire room just to get something across to one person. So this is a real problem, and I like let me see if I can try to build something like at a time, but
Mm-hmm.
not to make it so retro and gamified, but also come to a professional level. That's why I challenged myself to build something, and I built the first MVP with version one in 30 days.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Posted on Twitter, got really good feedback, and I, that's the beginning of Huddle. I started off with higher education,
Yeah.
and because I was looking at a university, it was easy for me to pitch this to my boss and then the vice president of student affairs, academic affairs. So I did pitch to a lot of people, but then I realized higher education is it's good, but man, there's the red tapes are everywhere. The bureaucracy, the sales cycles, the monopolies that Zoom and big providers have going on. It was crazy. So about I think in February, mid-February, I decided to pivot. I moved on to remote teams. At the same time, around the same time, I had a one of my friends. He runs a remote like a dev team. Like I think they do software and web development. 10 people in that team. So I built an office space for them and then gave it to them on Huddle and then see how it would work. Because they usually do Zoom calls to start the day off and then they disperse and then the teams work together on separate things. But they don't feel like a team because they used to before COVID. They had office space, but now they don't.
Mm-hmm.
So um, the team spirit is not there anymore. That's what they said. So I was like, let me see if they can, benefit from it.
Mm-hmm.
And next thing I know, they're using it like 3, 4 hours a day, just like on the space. They start the morning with a meeting and then they disperse into their small office cubicles and they just spend time code sharing. Sometimes people work alone, but for the most part, the seniors and juniors work together.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and yeah, that's when I realized there's a real need for a collaboration tool that makes people easy to connect with each other without the barrier and friction of asking, "Hey, can I get on a call with you?"
Mm-hmm.
Um, so yeah, that's how I started trying to target remote companies, remote teams. Um, and ever since that, I've been specific on remote teams. But recently, I've also tried to move into online communities. I'm refining that more. So yeah, now I have two audiences, remote teams, and online communities.
Mm-hmm.
And so yeah, we'll see how it goes. But that's where I am at right now. So
Yeah. So if you've been working on it since November, that means it's been like 6 months, or just about. Yeah.
true. Damn.
Yeah. So you kind of have a lot more experience, kind of with the repetitive building, like iterating, already
Yeah.
compared to other people in nights and weekends. So kind of, you know, where did you get this feedback? Like, did you have like a coach or someone in your life, or was it all from users or professors?
Okay.
And how did you get those users?
So even though I've been working on it since November, up until December, it was just a
Idea?
hobby. Yeah, it was an idea.
Yeah.
Like I wasn't even trying to, because until November, I was building tools for fun on Twitter. Even this one was supposed to be just a fun tool that I challenged myself. Hey, can I build something in this many days, this many weeks? And I do it. That's how I've been doing on Twitter for the last, I think, 2 years. And that's how this started. I wasn't trying to actually make money out of it or anything. So up until middle of December, it was that. And then things changed. I wanted to pursue this as a side hustle, and then mid January, at end of January, I quit my job. So I haven't worked on this full time. I think for 6 months. It's been like I think around 4 5 months full time probably. Well, since February 1st, I guess full time. So that's the effort I've, I guess, put into as far as time, and full time, part time. As for the feedback, first I tried universities, college classes, and I've been in the university higher education field for about 6 years. So I've gone through acquisitions, RFPs. These are things that you do to buy a software, and you go through a whole sales cycle process. So I kind of firsthand had an idea of how a sales cycle would look if I had to go into higher education. And I mean, it's good. You can help people in there. It's just that with a one person team and going in as a startup, I don't think it was the best start. But I figured since I already have the contacts, since I already know the people who would want the product, it would be great. But yeah, that's how I got the feedback from the professors who were using it. I had two classes using my product, um, and yeah, that's how I got the feedback from them as well. Yeah, and that's how I got feedback for the higher education. As for remote teams, I have friends who first started off using my product for their remote teams in development, and ever since that, I've had like 4 or 5 other teams using it. On my platform. Some of them fell through. They didn't. Not every team sees the benefit because it depends on the team culture as well. Some teams just prefer to work solo and like no, not much collaboration. They might have one call per day, and some teams they have multiple calls, like 4 or 5 calls of collaboration they have to have because their product requires them to have that kind of collaboration for them to ship faster and efficiently. So I'm targeting the latter. So it depends on who you're targeting as well. So you shouldn't be targeting people who wouldn't want your product. So I learned that part the hard way too. I was like, you're a remote team? All right, I think I can sell you this. That's not how things work. You have to like really like qualify your leads. You really have
Hmm.
to find out, is this product something that they would want, or are you just giving it to them because you think they want it?
Hmm.
uh, that's the difference that I had to figure out myself as well. And around I think yeah, April, beginning of April, I started getting coached. I actually got this coach. His name is Dennis. He's running SaaS Camp. So I enrolled in this program where he now coaches me once a week. So that does help me a lot because man, I'm a developer by trade. Like I don't know shit about like marketing, sales. These are like my kryptonite. Like
Yeah,
it's like
it's
my
a lot
my
of different skills
yeah
that you need.
yeah. It's a different of way of thinking too. Like I think I told this to someone yesterday as well. Like my in my head, I've been coding since 16. So in my head, if something doesn't work, I try it and I iterate the next day, try something else. But with cold emails and like all these outreach, it works. Like you send one cold email, it might not work, it might work. You
Hmm.
send 50, it might work, it might not work. If you send 100 and if you get one reply, that's still good. That's a 1% reply rate, and that's good. I didn't understand the concept behind 1% is a good. I
Yeah,
mean, for me, if in coding, 1% is crap.
yeah. Like
Yeah, like
statistically, it's not very good.
yeah, no, that's the idea of benchmarking 1% as a good outcome is only in sales and marketing. I think in
Hmm.
programming, if anything you have is a 1% good outcome, you're a bad programmer. So yeah, it's hard for me to understand how to do sales and marketing that way. So and I more I read about it, if you have a coach, I think you can increase your chance of success like really like two threefold. Um, so I figured, yeah, I'm gonna try to go into a program, and so far the program has helped me more ways than more than just helping me out to do marketing. It's the fact that giving me the confidence to say,
Mm.
hey, this is what you should do. Because as a startup founder, you don't know what to do. You just like it's like a blind person in a room where like, you just don't know where to go, what to do, because it's a new room. You have never been there before. If you have come across that room again and again, then you know everything you gotta avoid and go towards. But yeah, it's like confidence to move forward. You don't know what to do. You just try different things and you fail, and you finally eventually get to your right path. But by the time you've already wasted a couple of months, so you can actually definitely do it without a coach. I'm not saying
Mm-hmm.
no, but I'm saying it's easier to have someone guide you through this process. So
Yeah.
you'll make
Have a
you
mentor to give
yeah,
you advice. Yeah.
you'll spend less time making mistakes. Um, yeah, so and it goes both ways. Sometimes you make mistakes and you learn from it, and then you iterate better. So if you do less mistakes, you learn less. So there's two sides of having a coach too.
Mm-hmm.
Um, for me, I prefer to go this way because my runway, how much money I have before I go broke and homeless, is like in November. So I gotta make it
All right.
happen. So yeah, I need to do something before November. If not, I gotta start going back to a 9 to 5 job in November. That's at least that's in my head. That's where I put my go no go as. So we'll see.
Yeah. So just about the nights and weekends program, it's been 3 weeks basically of chats and advisor talks. So did you think those things helped you? Because if I remember correctly, week one was ideas, week two was users, and week three is growth and iteration.
Okay, I haven't. I've only seen the Tuesday video for. I haven't seen the video from yesterday. Was it? So I didn't know what was it, but yeah. Nights and weekend has been like it's the reason that I tried to uh, pursue the community events aspect of my product
Mm.
because I I figured I want to try something while I work on remote teams. I want to try something else for nights and weekend. It started off as just, hey, let me see if I can work it out. But more I follow the program through every week, yeah, it's for some reason it's in the back of my head, it's pushing me, and I think it's the community effect. The fact that I'm always on Twitter, so when I see people building on Twitter, and in my head that's the motivation I'm bouncing off of.
Mm.
For the most part, like I need to be around people who are also building. My circles kind of encourage me to build stuff and also do better. So having the night and weekend, yeah, that's like, remember the first call that we got on accidentally.
Yeah.
That's, we were just I mean, it's like the energy. I love the energy of just people just, hey man, let's just build something and try to get users, try to solve problems, try to have fun, and yeah, it's a different vibe, and I love it. Yeah, it's yeah, I like
It's kind of hard actually to ship consistently. Like
yeah,
I think the first meeting we had or first call was like 4,000, 3,000 people,
yeah, yeah.
and now they're like down to like 600 or
He did
less.
mention, right, that's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, he'd be
So
like,
it's
yeah,
like, it's really easy to get hyped up in the first week of like ideas and
yeah,
what I'm gonna get out of this, but to actually put in the work and to make things that are useful and to consistently do that over 6 weeks is really, really tough.
yeah, and that's also the. So I was talking to Jürgen, you know Jürgen,
Yeah.
and yesterday it was just texting yesterday, and we're talking about, does nights and weekend give you goals, or does it help you build a system?
Mm-hmm.
So we both read this book called Atomic Habits. I don't know if you read the book Atomic Habits. So
Yeah.
anyway, that book talks about a different way of achieving, instead of being successful using goals, trying to be successful using habits, a system in place.
Mm-hmm.
And we're talking about, does nights and weekend help you with goals or systems? And then right now, the way I see it, nights and weekend, it's goal oriented. Like we got 6 weeks to build something, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then Jurgen says he's using the 6 weeks as motivation to build a system in place. So that after the 6 weeks, he still has a system in place, like habits and things that he does on a daily or a weekly basis that will continue to go on regardless of the motivation he gets, the bump he gets from nights and weekends. So
Hmm.
like even if nights and weekends not here in 6 weeks or 8 weeks, I think he's trying to do something where it'll still,
It's a long term thing.
yeah, it's a
Yeah.
long term, and the effect of nights and weekend will still pursue because of the system he has in place.
So
And
he thinks it's systems and you think it's goals.
actually, I'm very much a systems too. So
Okay.
he said the goals help him to make the system, because I don't think Nights Weekend gives you a system in place, because the goals keep changing every week.
Hmm.
It's I don't think it helps people to get a system in place unless you make it happen for yourself. Like for example, like getting users. That was a goal I think last week, right?
Yeah.
Um,
Like
so
10 users or your first dollar.
yeah, so well, that's a goal. But the system I would put in place is an hour of my day just going on LinkedIn, like every day at like 10 a.m. Go on LinkedIn, reach to prospects, message them, and it happens every day at 10 a.m. So if I keep that going, then yes, the goal for that week is done. But if I keep that going, my system, my habit will still eventually make yield profits down the road, you know?
Hmm.
So like it's a goal, yes, but you can make a system out of that goal that will yield you benefits long term. So I think
Yeah.
that's what we were agreed on at the end. Not sure if that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, I think, yeah, it's definitely both. But I get why they do like goals instead of systems
Yeah.
because, everybody, they just let anybody work on their own project, right? As
Yeah.
long as it's not like illegal or like
Yeah.
dangerous or, you
Like
know.
that guy cocaine dealer.
Yeah.
uh,
Um,
no, you're right.
but yeah,
Uh,
like I don't think like no one's gonna punish you if you don't get 10 users, right?
yeah.
So that's like a kind of bar that you set for yourself,
Yeah.
and you know what you do. Like you said you went on LinkedIn for an hour every day to try to get users. I just post videos, right? So
Yeah.
I don't think I want to post my videos on LinkedIn. Maybe I should, but I don't think uh, that's the right platform for me. Um, so if I just said like, oh, you have to go on LinkedIn for an hour every day, like that would be really helpful for some people, but not
Yeah.
everybody.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
But if
Yeah.
he just says, oh, get users, then you need to figure out, okay, what avenue is right for
Yeah.
me. Um,
Yeah. You have to figure out where your clients are going to be hanging out at.
mhm.
It's not, I mean, first I can tell you the basics of it, but you have to really figure out like how that would affect you and your startup. Like, for example, for you, I don't think LinkedIn would, I'm not sure. Maybe. I don't know. Depends
If
on
I
the,
make like a good video, like a very professional, interview format video, um, that might get traction. But like right now, my videos are all like very casual,
yeah.
like titles are all lowercase, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So
Also, LinkedIn, man, I know this is being recorded, but I'm going to say one word. LinkedIn's a bit cringe.
yeah,
Yeah,
you
it's
don't get negative feedback on LinkedIn. Everybody's like, oh, good job. I like
exactly.
this.
I don't
Yeah,
understand how someone can be always nice to everyone. You know, that's not real.
yeah.
It's I don't know. LinkedIn comments are very unauthentic. It's very like, oh man, amazing job.
I
Just
mean,
yeah,
I've heard this quote that like personality is what you do when no one is watching, or what you're like when nobody's watching. And LinkedIn is where all the employers are watching, so
yeah.
nobody is themselves. Like nobody is truly authentic, unless they're like a actual like corporate kind of person.
I agree. I
Yeah.
agree. And even for like what like actual corporate people,
Hmm.
I still think that they would have to be careful of what they say, because they still have employees who might give them a backlash for something.
Yeah.
I don't know. LinkedIn's a different channel that I still haven't figured out how to work it out. Um, yeah, it's I sometimes go professional, really professional post, and they get good likes, and when I go personal, sometimes they don't get good engagement. But this is one thing I posted about. I sold my car before I moved to New York.
Hmm.
I posted a hey, I sold my car, moved to New York, ready to go get it, and then that got really good like engagement. But it was
Hmm.
also personal. It wasn't professional. So I'm not. I haven't figured out how the LinkedIn thing works.
I think
Twitter is
that one is because a lot of people want to do something like that, where they're like, look at this
okay.
guy who's, you know, quitting his job and moving and being a startup guy, kind of like a go getter, a
Oh,
hustler.
okay,
So it's
yeah,
kind of like that kind of, oh, this guy's, you know, on it. He's gonna grind, and they love that mentality, right? So they're
I
stuck in
like
like 9 to 5, and yeah.
I like that thought. I'm gonna write it down. Actually, you're gonna be recording it anyway, but I'm gonna definitely try to put stuff that they would see that people who are grinding doing it, like things that people don't see who are on 9 to 5 jobs. Because you're right, most people in LinkedIn are 9 to 5 jobs. They don't see the world that we're living in. Like
Hmm.
we grind, we work different hours, we're building different. Yeah, that's true. You're right. So it should be something that they don't usually see.
Yeah.
I put that. It's a good one to keep in mind.
And going back to talking about atomic habits, one of the things that's mentioned in the book is the power of 1%. So it's kind of like, oh, you don't need to look at, goals as much as you just need to focus on improvement. So if you get 1% more users, for example, going from 10 users to, 11 users, I know
Yeah.
that's 10%, but like, or going from 100 users to one-on-one users, right? If you keep getting that one extra 1%, um, it's going to be easier for you to get more engagement, because it's
Yeah.
kind of like a snowball effect where, you know, I think Jorgen kind of experiences, because um, like his first video got a lot of traction because it was
Yeah.
like Mimi and stuff. Um, and then so people followed him, and the next two videos, people were like watching them.
Yeah, yeah, that's
And
true. That's true.
yeah, and
Small.
Twitter picked up on that, I think, and they give him a little bit more like engagement, kind of like advertisement on their platform. And buildspace is also like sharing and retweeting it. So
Yeah, and there's also definitely that build space effect involved as well. But yeah, you're definitely right. I think his first video got really good hits, and it's actually a really good video. So it makes sense.
hmm.
And yeah, after that, I think I see more engagement. Yeah, that's true. And yeah, the 1% effect is definitely real. It's got to be consistent about shipping,
Yeah.
uh, and that's the yeah. Even though it's like 5 minutes of work every day, as long as it's every day, then that's the hardest part to get through. I
Hmm.
agree with that for sure. Like, yeah, trying to do something every day, like this LinkedIn thing I heard about. I mean, it's like I hate emailing or messaging people, but if I keep doing it every day, it'll
Hmm.
get better. Hopefully, we'll see.
Yeah. For me, it's like my videos are very different. Um, so far, I've been doing a lot of reviews and user testing and that sort of thing. And this is part of my attempt to evolve that into kind of like an interview style format where builders or creators can kind of talk about, their background and how they got to where they are, and how they're like actually working, so that if you're stuck in a 9 to 5 and you want to sell your car, move to New York, and there's people that have done that. Like you're doing that right now,
Yeah,
and they can, kind of learn more and relate, um, and kind of learn from your experience as well. Um,
I like that you capture people at their earlier stage.
Yeah.
Because at this stage, like I'm sure when they look back in like these people become successful, and then they look back in like 5 years, who's this person? Because I'm sure they don't recognize a person from 5 years ago because
Hmm.
you've changed them so much in 3 months. I'm sure 5 years is gonna be huge. So your channel is gonna have like all those people like, oh man, it's a baby.
Yeah, it's like in 2023, this is where all of us were. This is what we were doing, and it's kind of like a good record. Um, and for example, if you know huddlspace goes really big, or you sell like you merge with Google Me, for example, I don't know. Um, then you can, you know, point people at my video and say, oh, this is where I started, right? This is what, you know, it originally looked like.
This is actually
Um,
my first video interview about my startup, so appreciate you doing that.
yeah, yeah, no problem. It's like, it's kind of like how I got this inspiration from like the weekly chats with Faza, with like famous builders like Shanpur,
Yeah,
um, and Hubert from Curse, and I'm just here thinking, you know, a lot of projects in nights and weekends don't get a lot of exposure, and the ones that do get exposure is usually because buildspace is advertising them specifically.
yeah,
um, like the music producer has blown up, and Eileen Two's YouTube channel has like over 100 subscribers with
yeah,
only one video, which I think is really great. But also like, man, I'm pushing out so many
yeah.
videos and I only have like 30 subs, but so
And that's true.
it's not a race, you know. Like I'm in a different kind of style, um, but it's just like it's very interesting to see the contrast between, you know, Jorgen, who's focusing on like Twitter videos and kind of other people in content creation, but also like app developers, right? Because there's a lot of people working on AI, um, and
Yeah.
you know, building similar products, and you know, it's interesting trying to see like how they differ in some ways, and what the mentality is behind the person that's actually making it.
Yeah, it's also like the sexy factor as well. Like if a product is shiny, then that gets spotlight regardless of its, I guess, feasibility or like revenue or traction. It just gets spotlight, and that creates a snowball effect that adds on to whatever was missing, the revenue, the feasibility. So it's like, yeah, it's so yeah, if it's sexy, if it's shiny, then it gets a spotlight, and then it becomes something people will use, even though if it didn't have a use case before.
Mm-hmm.
So most AI products right now, I think that's where we are at. It looks really cool, really like a yeah. It's but then again, everyone's building similar tools. Like once something comes out, it's like those AI avatars. One person builds it, and then there's like a dozen behind it, and then
Yeah.
the shininess goes away, and then now it's like something that Snapchat or TikTok gives for free. So
Mm-hmm.
it's that the first month or two you have to monetize, I guess, because after that everyone else just follows suit, and then you just lose the opportunity. So it's a first
Mm-hmm.
mover, I guess, advantage. But yeah, sometimes the back end, in the background, there are people working on it, like grinding, making actual progress, but it doesn't look as shiny. So we got to become machine by other people.
Yeah. I mean,
Uh,
that goes to the highest level.
yeah,
Ooh, other people are here.
yeah, I didn't know. Anyway,
I see them on the edge of my screen, then like over there on the left.
yeah, I see them as well. I was like, we got people coming in. I wasn't sure if you invited people or not.
Ah, it's fine. Let's go
Uh,
interview them about your product. That's a fun
all right, let's
twist.
go. Actually, I don't know if we should disturb them or not. Maybe they might be doing a conversation. I don't know. Uh, yeah, if they
Wait,
come in here,
hold up. You built this meeting space as like a common space, and now you're like, oh, don't talk to people that come in.
I also don't want to like invade their privacy if they're having a conversation.
Oh
So I can
yeah,
tell you a
because I'm
story.
recording this.
Yeah, because
Mm.
also like this is one team that I have on my platform. The project manager had the salaries of everyone to
Oh,
screen share with someone he was working with, and then like one of the team members came in and they could see the salaries of everyone. Yo,
Hi.
what up,
okay.
guys?
Just a disclaimer: this we're recording something that's gonna go on YouTube. So if you okay, they're walking away.
We're walking away, so we're
It's
No, sorry, we didn't
proximity.
meant to interrupt.
no, just
Nah, it's
just a
fine.
disclaimer for you guys is just
It's
to know that we're
chilling.
recording this, so if you guys are okay, yeah. Yeah,
It,
it's just
it,
chilling. But if you guys don't want to be recorded, let's let it you know. But Kev, this is Pasha. I met him yesterday. Pasha,
mm-hmm.
this is Kev. And I don't know
Yeah,
yo.
my name is Evgeny. Yeah. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Sorry,
Yeah.
what's your name? Sorry, I couldn't
I'm
catch
sorry.
you.
Evgeny. Yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta type that in.
Maybe
I'm gonna.
I can change my name.
Oh, you can. I didn't know this.
Yeah, so Evgeny is my coworker. I
Oh,
showed
okay.
him his this amazing demo or like product.
What do you think, Kenny?
Yeah. I think that is interesting idea. I just entered it minute ago, and I like it. Yeah.
Wait,
I'm glad
so
you like.
Pasha, are you in like nights and weekends, or did? Okay.
Yeah.
What are you working on?
Yeah, I'm working on a tool for public roadmaps. Basically, like a website to help you get some input from your users
Mm-hmm.
on your plans. Maybe even crowdfund some ideas in the future.
Yeah.
He has this introduction video, it's like a demo video as well on his profile. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. Let me send you.
Yeah, see
Yeah.
that we can.
Send me the link and I'll make a review video sometime.
Yeah, yeah. Kev makes really cool YouTube videos for his channel. So
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So I've been doing
You're
like
only doing,
reviews.
or maybe you invite people for interviews or something.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing right now actually
Ah, nice.
with the creator of huddlspace.
yeah, and we got party crashers, and I love it. I love it.
Sorry, guys, didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, it's actually a pleasure to have you guys.
Yeah.
And this is supposed to be a public space anyway. That's what Karen was saying. Like when you guys walked in, I wasn't sure if you guys were having a private meeting, and like Kevin was like, "Yo, let's go talk to them," and I was like, "I don't want to, invade their privacy." And then Kevin's like, "Well, you built a public space for everyone, and you don't want people to talk to each other."
I just had some problem, and I decided to invite Evgeny for a meeting in a funny place like that,
Mm.
and show him this, and resolve our problems. And,
Okay. Yeah.
we did both
I'm
successfully.
actually gonna put in like a battle scenario in here so we can fight and resolve their problems as well down the road. So it's like actual resolving their problems. Yo, I don't like your face, man. Let's go to huddlspace.
By the way, remember I told you this use case about event storming yesterday? So I've come up with another use case also about some meetings, and it's like you have these dailies, right? Like every day, the whole team. But after the dailies, we usually want to discuss some like blockers, like also in small groups, like 2 people, 3 people. And it's really awkward when there are like few questions, and we're like, yeah, I need to discuss this and that with him and her, and you're like, it's so awkward, like who's first, who's second, like what's the timing. And with this like my favorite feature in this place is to quickly disappear and appear again and see like if the person is actually waiting for you or not. So that's like another case. After the dailies, you got like this temporary sync.
It's actually I do have this office space layout where I don't know if you've seen that. It's actually just an office space where people can just it's like people work there 8 to 5 pretty much on the office space, and if someone wants to talk to them, they come in and talk to their peers. Um, yeah, let me just show you that link put in here. That's actually the exact use case you mentioned. It's something people do in software development. They have a stand-up meeting every morning, and then they disperse into their, I guess, their individual issues they have to discuss with other individual. So stand-up meeting is for like a daily briefing for everyone, and then it's a methodology of building software and web applications. So right now I have teams using like a office space where they had the meeting in dedicated meeting space that I have on that office layout, and then they disperse into their office cubicles. And then if someone wants to talk to them what specific issue they have to, they just walk in instead of having that awkward who goes first, who goes where, who talks first. It takes away that kind of awkwardness and yeah, the awkward silence. It takes away. So yeah, I mean, if your office wants to try it out, man, I'm all in. You know.
Yeah, and like, and you just don't go like off the meeting to like your room. You actually can hang out with somebody while you're waiting. I think it's kind of like a smooth
Yeah,
way to wait for this guy while he resolves
one of
another individual question.
one of the teams was asking if they could have a guest lounge where when like outside of office someone comes in, and then instead of that guest just waiting in the lounge, they could just go to certain items right next to the lounge, and then the portfolio would show up, like the office portfolio, what they have built. Hey, this office has built this web platform the last 3 months, and this is the traction we got. So it's like a advertising while you wait for your meeting. So it helps the office kind of. I don't know. It's just an idea they had. Uh,
Yeah, that's amazing idea. It's like pushing your brand.
yeah, yeah.
I remember one website that was listed in like awesome websites or something, where you have a car that you can drive in the like in the HTML web page. You drive a car, and if you drive near like a big billboard with one project, you ride to the next billboard to the second project.
Yeah, so that's that car. It's a portfolio of a person. I can't remember his name. Uh, that's the guy who built the technology that I'm using.
Oh, nice, nice, nice.
Yeah, so this is called 3JS, and that's the guy who's pioneering. He didn't build the technology, but he's one of the pioneers in that space. So yeah, that his resume, his CV is pretty much driving around to things he has done, and it shows up. It's pretty amazing. I'll find you guys a link when I get to it. But it's the
Uh,
most impressive resume I've ever seen. I mean,
yeah, yeah, exactly.
I have fun looking at the resume. You don't have fun usually looking at resumes, but that one, man, you just walk around and have so much fun in the car.
Yeah, you
Drive around
bump into some like random use.
items, yeah. And you fall, like, you make stuff fall around because you're just driving like a horrible maniac. And yeah, it's,
Yeah, you're having a good time.
yeah, you're having a good time looking through someone's resume, and you'll never forget that person's name, which I did forget. That's fucked up, actually.
Yeah. Uh, yeah, guys. Thank you for a quick interaction.
Yeah.
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 I gotta go. Yeah.
All
Have a
right.
good
I'll see you guys later. You
Yeah. See you guys.
wanna go back to the bench, Kev?
Sure. Yeah, honestly, like this kind of just reminds me of like open world Discord in a way.
Yeah. Imagine instead of Discord, people had this where they could actually have nice conversations instead of just texting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that made me think of an idea like a private guest lounge. Do you think you could actually have, this map and kind of various maps are locked unless you have a certain role.
Say it again.
Okay, so kind of how Discord had like, oh, if you choose this color, you're assigned a role of like Altera or Godman.
Oh,
And
so
then
you can't.
you get access to specific channels based on the level of permissions your role has. So I was wondering if you could make like locked areas
Based on a role that you
based
have
on,
assigned.
I mean that would require people to make accounts.
Yeah,
Um,
true.
so it's one barrier to the space, but they would have, you know, then you if you have saved accounts, then you could also like save common like meeting areas and
True.
teleport between them.
Yeah, I'm
Um,
about to add, like you said, it needs to have logins to remember roles, at least previous conversations, who you
yeah,
talked to. If your friends walked in, you should get notified your friends are here. So I'm about to add login as well. So it does help a lot. I mean, right now I'm trying to keep it as like a meeting link. Everyone can join in without friction.
hmm
It takes 2 clicks for someone to
yeah.
have this
It
experience.
lowers the barrier
Yeah,
of
but for an actual community, I think you're right about having that login because now it's a community, not just a one-off thing.
mhm.
Well, at this point, right now, buildspace office is a community. Everyone's been coming in a couple of times, so for them to not have to write their name down every time, that would benefit a lot.
Yeah. I think um my browser kind of saves my name.
Oh
I
yeah,
haven't
true.
had to retype it because probably
Yeah,
cookies or whatever.
yeah,
So
I'm using cookies and I'm not putting that thing. If you use cookies, you gotta put in that thing that you're using cookies. I'm not putting
yeah,
that, so people could sue me. Don't
I
think I
mean, how many people is that gonna affect? That's only like all of Europe, right?
Yeah, 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 yeah. Maybe we could cut off that suing part. She didn't say that.
No,
uh,
it's fine. Like no one's gonna go after you for like not having that cookie banner.
I mean, all they could get is a couple of $1,000 in my bank account that I have. Hey
They're
man,
not even gonna get that. Like trust me. The whole purpose of that law is so that people don't save your data,
yeah, true,
and
that's true. It's privacy.
you could just say it's like local storage or whatever. Like
Yeah. No, I talked to European clients and they want all that features before I could get in a contract with them. Because it's a GDPR. The Europeans have stricter
hmm
laws than Americans,
yeah,
and they would have
privacy
to have,
laws.
yeah. So I would have to implement all that before I could actually get into a contract with the European company. Um, and they have strict laws. It's called GDPR. It's not something American. It's only in Europe. And so yeah, bless you. Did you mute? Because I can't hear you sneeze.
Yeah, I have a mic here that I can mute
Bruh, I
on.
thought you were sneezing. I thought you're the quietest sneeze in the world, bro.
Yeah. um.
But yeah, I gotta implement that down the road too. We'll see.
Yeah. So lots of plans, huh?
Um, right now, also keep in mind these plans have changed like 6 different times over the last 3 months. So keep in mind when I say this. I mean, if you ask me again in a month, it might not be the plan.
hmm
That's one bad thing that I have, that I don't stick to something, because for me, if it doesn't work in a week, it doesn't work. But marketing and sales means you gotta keep doing it, I think, for a month or 3 months for it to work. So this is one of my bad habits. I keep changing, keep pivoting too fast.
I mean, I don't know if that's a bad habit, especially for a startup.
I think for sales and marketing, what I've heard is that you have to keep on something and keep on that audience, keep on the the focus for at least 1 or 2 months to get the most out of it. Because if not, you wouldn't even learn the mistakes because you haven't made enough mistakes for that amount of time. At least if I
hmm
have marketing and sales. But
I think it's more like um it depends on how much feedback you get, like how much you learn, because if users are telling you that they don't like the current iteration of the project, then you should be pivoting.
Yeah,
Um,
that's true.
yeah,
Yeah, you're
and
right. You're right. The feedback definitely matters. If you have no feedback and you're pivoting, then you're on your own, pretty much.
mhm. Yeah, I don't remember if it was yesterday's or last week's, but Fuzzer had a talk where uh, when you're in a startup, you don't want to get hard stuck on the idea of like, you know,
That's
of
true.
the idea in your own mind because, that might be different from what people need or want. So the ability to change and to accept feedback is a critical one if you're going to succeed.
When you put it that way, I feel good. um, yeah. Well, the current plan is I'm marketing heavily on community managers. I just built a I'm gonna give you my entire marketing plan right now because I haven't actually gone through with it with my coach yet. So, but yeah, I pulled about 1,300 community managers and their emails and their LinkedIn's from this is a tool called Apollo. That's what I use to pull leads, and then I moved them to this email campaign platform called Instantly that sends the emails out in multiple different steps. Like let's say the first email sends out today, and the next email sends out in 3 days, 3 days
Mm-hmm.
again, like a 5-step email plan. And you can configure all this on my on the instantly.ai platform. Oh, actually, should put that name on there too. I mean, hey, give me some money. But so I'm targeting community managers to replace their Zoom events that they have for their community with Huddle,
Mm-hmm.
and more likely these are companies who would pay to boost their events and get better I guess interaction and engagement with communities because they rely on their community to grow. So my target is companies who need to have um, like better engagement. So that's one for community managers. I'm also targeting hackathons and accelerators.
Mm-hmm.
Their pricing, that their whole income model is based on their members having a good time. And if they're virtual, this is difficult with Zoom. So that's an avenue. I'm hoping I'll get better reply rates. And finally, I'm also looking into people who do virtual events already, like for example, virtual dating, subscriptions, and like people who do virtual events for other companies who already have their clients. So all they
Mm-hmm.
got to do is try to fit in a better product than Zoom, and then they'll get better interactions for the companies, which means more money from the companies for them. So it's like a huge, like a direct correlation to income versus interactions in the meeting space. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, event managers, accelerators and hackathons, and then event agencies that do
Mm-hmm.
events for other people. So those three are my current big goal for this week. Set up emails for them, trying to send at least 400 emails a day, automated. Um, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. And then on the side, I'm also LinkedIn approaching them, um, asking them, hey, when is your next event from event managers? So obviously they're going to reply. That was the plan at least. Like
Mm-hmm.
if you ask someone's job is event management, if you ask that person, hey man, when is your next event on LinkedIn? You'd think they reply, right?
Yeah.
I hit up connect requests and messages to 10 people, uh, 15 people yesterday. None of them replied. I
Maybe
don't
they
know.
they just didn't check. I guess I don't know.
Yeah, it's not even been 24 hours until 10 a.m. So
Yeah.
we'll see.
Yeah.
But and all this, I'm not sure if I'm doing the right thing. I just know that my coach said this is something we're gonna try for a month, and then let's see. At the end of the month, we'll evaluate. But it's hard to evaluate within a week or so. So
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Just
that's the
just
plan.
give it a little bit more time. Um,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
I don't have like Twitter open 24/7. Like I post a lot at once, like post my releases and stuff, and then I go to bed, and then I wake up and I see like 10 notification, 20 notifications. So I'm like, oh, okay, people are actually engaging. It's just when I'm
Do you,
asleep.
you have a specific time you engage?
um, no, I just post it whenever I feel like it. Um,
Okay.
yeah, I didn't want to like focus on like times too much because it's just like just get it out there. People will look at it eventually.
Yeah, yeah, and I like the ones you posted with video, the image now, so I can see who the person you interviewed. Because earlier I knew you posted the video of someone you interviewed, but I wasn't sure who was the person. I couldn't get a view.
Mm,
But yeah, now that you mentioned the person, I can see the person and your face, and you both laughing. So it's like
yeah,
a really good conversation you guys were having. So it was more intriguing to open that link. So now I think it's a good one. It's a good pivot that you did. I like
yeah,
that.
yeah. Yeah, I didn't want to like kind of spoil it. It was just like a simple post for like uh, releasing a couple videos. And the actual post, I kind of formatted it as a launch post because I'm launching this new
Yeah.
series. So I'm just going to be posting kind of like the thumbnails and be like, watch, link in comments. So you know how a lot of people are like just screenshotting the buildspace episodes and then they're like,
Yeah.
oh, ready to watch another one. It's kind of like that where, you know,
Okay. I see. I see. I see.
yeah.
And for the videos, so I started watching one of them, but I didn't finish. Did you? I saw it was like about 40 minutes or something. Some of them, 30 minutes, 40 minutes.
Uh, there's only one interview so far, so that's like 45 minutes or something.
Okay. The one that you posted with the person's face on it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you like trim them, or do you just leave it out behind? Because sometimes you just talk shit, right? Uh, I mean,
I
let's cut
mean,
that part out
I
too.
I I do have like editing software to cut, edit, but I think you know it's much better to just have a raw, like unfiltered conversation. um,
Right.
and I don't know. Do you think you feel like you've said too much shit or?
I I don't feel like I've said too much shit, other than the fact that I said shit again and again. But I'm not sure because the thing is, if I'm, let's say, if I'm the person who's going to be opening up a video and I'm gonna watch Kev and nuzair talk, like I don't think I would sit through the entire thing. I would try to see if I can skim through it because it's like what's that guy's name? Ah, it's that huge YouTuber, Mr. Beast. It's not like it's like Mr. Beast and Elon Musk, you know. It's more like people who are starting off. So I'm not sure how much like video time I would do to I would spend time watching. So I'm not sure how much time I would spend. So might be a I would like to see if I can get a glimpse of what's coming up. You know,
Mm,
like let's say what we're talking about. Like for example, if let's say what's that girl who's doing? You said the girl who has 100 subscribers already. The music video, one video, 100 subscribers.
oh,
The
Mylene too.
the girl who you mentioned. I can't remember
Yeah,
her
with
name.
the YouTube channel.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, her
What's her
her name
name?
is Mylene.
Mylene. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, if it's an interview of you and Mylene, now I kind of have one idea of what she does. So what I
Mm,
would want to know in the beginning is like a summary. Hey, this is what we're talking about today. Like baseline, and then if I could skip to the certain points, that would be like a structured way. I could just get the content out of it, the
mm,
value of that would be actually perfect. Even for this conversation, I think uh, if I had to look back, I would want to. The value that I would get is the cold email structure that I have. Hey, I'm pulling from Apollo and
mm,
putting it into Instantly. That would be a value that I think people could, you know, yeah, I would want to find out because I didn't know about that Apollo or Instantly until recently. So if I had started off nothing with cold email. I would want to know how other people do cold email. That I think giving value, that would get more people to come back again in the next videos.
Yeah.
Just
I think about that. I can like maybe add markers in the video for like this part is when we talk about this subject. But honestly, like people are building so many AI apps to like summarize YouTube videos and transcribe them. I don't think it's going to really be necessary. I was thinking about like having like a short where I take clips from publicly available stuff that you put on Twitter and stuff, um, and like maybe clip a video in, and just have like a short of like this is the guy that I'm talking to, full video and comments.
I love that idea. If I could go through all your shorts in like 5, 6, 7, 10 minutes, that would be, I would know exactly which videos to watch, which would interest me. I mean, like, let's say one shot, how long would it be? Like 20 seconds for a shot?
It's maximum 60 seconds. So
So yeah, I like the idea a lot, and it could highlight the moments in there, and then the shot would give a brief overview of what you guys talked about, and then if you want to go in deep, then the video is there for you to go deep on it. And you said AI could just like do like shit
yes,
that.
like summarize what I'm saying or what we are talking about.
As in like some it would give you a summarized video or just summarized text.
It's like a summarized in bullet points or summarized in
So
paragraphs.
It wouldn't pretty much create the video for you. Right? That would
Yeah.
be too easy. It
Yeah.
wouldn't?
No, not yet. Not yet, at least.
It's not yet, you're right. Just a matter of months. But that would be cool if you can create a short by sending a YouTube link.
Yeah.
That would save so much time from YouTubers trying to make shorts.
I mean, if anyone's gonna make it, YouTube should be on it, cause you know how there's thumbnails for videos.
Yeah.
YouTube, like I don't upload any of them. I just let YouTube like clip out certain images, and I'm like, okay, that one looks nice. Like they try to like I don't know how they do it, but they like kind of process whatever is going on in the video, and they choose like specific moments of like activity, right?
The one I saw that you posted, you didn't choose it. It was YouTube who chose it.
Yeah. Well, like they have like a couple options. Like one of them like we're both smiling. One of them it like, his I think his hands were like moving or motioning something.
Yeah.
And
You both
I
were
just
smiling.
click one of those. Yeah.
It's funny when I listen to you, I feel like I'm listening to a whole different world. Because I don't produce content on YouTube, so when I'm listening to someone who does, I'm like,
Yeah,
man.
I'm still very new. Like 3 weeks ago I didn't have like any videos. So
Oh, so I didn't know. So when I met you, you're like a weekend pretty much.
yeah, like 1 or 2 weeks in. Yeah.
Damn, all right. Nice. That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna bounce off. 10 a.m. is my LinkedIn time. I'm so looking forward to this.
Yeah. I'm surprised it's 10 already.
Yeah.
Most of these are like 40 minutes or 45 minutes.
No, we talked for a bit, and we had guests. So
Yeah,
we had some
yeah.
guest appearances. Man,
Yeah.
that's crazy. We had guest appearances.
Yeah, party crashers.
Did they leave already? I think they did. There's only 2 people in space now. No,
Yeah.
That's funny. I'm glad they came in. They kind of show the use case of Huddle too. Yeah, I'm actually gonna use your videos for my marketing as well. I can.
Yeah, feel free to like clip it if you want me to send you the downloads. Yeah, just
Appreciate
let
it.
me know.
That would be amazing. Yeah. If you could send me the downloads, it'll be actually pull it from. I can just pull it from some YouTube converter thing too. I think. Cool. Yeah, thanks for taking the time, man. I appreciate you. This is my first ever interview, and I'm gonna talk to the person.
You're cutting out a little bit for me. We both have excellent connection. Never mind. My Wi-Fi is down? Okay.